Australians.
Bro, stop going on about Kiwi. I'm a Kiwi, bro. Get over it. Deal with it.
Designed and built to tackle the tough Australian terrain, this Kenworth T908 is match-made for mega trucking. An inline six-cylinder engine pumps out 620 horsepower. Even though it was new when he bought it, John splashed $100,000 on bling. It makes the mighty Bandit 4 one of the most expensive in the fleet.
A few raised eyebrows and why Wayne's got that new truck, so he better not put 1 foot wrong and stuff this up.
Wayne's first job in Bandit 4 will be one to remember. He'll be part of a mega convoy, hauling a giant excavator in 4 parts.
The machine together is just under 400 tonnes, so it's a very, very big machine.
But his toughest challenge might be the man in charge.
Keith Jones recently been promoted to a platform operator. Keith's a very, very passionate person, very passionate operator. We're sending Wayne up there as well. I know there's always a bit of friction between Wayne and Keith.
Wayne started bagging Australians on that morning, and I sort of got my back up because, you know, Australia's my home country and I love Australia with a passion.
Got to come over here and help these Aussies do the job, you know? If it wasn't for, if they weren't doing the job properly, we wouldn't have to come over. It's quite simple, isn't it?
On the job, there's probably a host of advice I give to Wayne. You shut your mouth and do as you're told.
Some Aussies do have a problem with Kiwis coming over here, taking their jobs, taking their money, taking their women.
Don't ever say Australians.
Bro, stop going on about Kiwi. I'm a Kiwi, bro. Get over it. Deal with it.
Bagging Australia to probably the most patriotic Australian in Keith, who's probably about 200 kilos in the shade, and that would tear you limb from limb without a blink of an eye.
Don't bag Australia.
Bro, don't bag New Zealand.
Well, it sucks.
Bro, and this place, hey? Oh, stop bagging New
It's so
Zealand, bro.
great. How come there's so many of you here? It's so great.
If you don't like it, you can just f off back to New Zealand.
Don't bag the country to speak New Zealand.
Yeah, bro.
Don't bag the country to speak
Bro, if you want to do it, oi, if you can dish it, take it, Pugsley. Take it.
Like, if it did come to a blue at the end of the day,
Bro, don't
you'd want to make the first one a good one and then run like shit for the second one.
The driver's fight threatens to derail a giant excavator move.
As far as I'm concerned, they can leave their 2-year-old antics in the sandpit where it belongs because they need to act their age, not their shoe size. If Wayne and Keith can't get on, one of them has to go.
700 kilometres north and the mega truckers load the giant excavator in 4 parts. Weighing 360 tonnes, it's 8 metres wide and 5 metres high.
Fred and I got the 2 bigger pieces on, Dad and Wayne got the 2 smaller pieces on.
The warring drivers have calmed down, but Keith has a bigger worry on his first supervisor job. Boss John breathing down his neck.
John expects you to perform and puts a lot of pressure on you at times.
Keith and I have had words on a few levels in the past, but his heart and soul's in the job.
John and I probably have a love-hate relationship. Some days I just want to murder him, punch his lights out, then other days he's not too bad.
The mega truckers are keen to get going, but they can't move until the police sign off. And that takes time. Perhaps a little flirting will speed things up.
My proper name's Ian.
What's your truck name?
But everybody calls me Freddo.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, like in the frog.
I don't need supervision, Jared. Go away.
I just want to ask her a question, please.
Yeah, no, you don't want to ask her any questions. He probably wants your phone number or something.
10-4, mate, we're all good.
Paperwork done, this convoy can finally hit the road.
All we've got to do now is get this from here to the other end safely. We've got a few complications, a few bridge crossings and things like that, but it should be a full-on day.
The challenge is to haul an 8-metre wide load on roads that are only 6 metres wide.
You've got to be on the ball 100% all of the time. Otherwise, if you lose your concentration for a split second, that's when accidents can happen. You hit things, hit cars. Lead pilot will call out like the narrow bridge and we'll generally come to a stop. We get out, assess whether anything's been changed on the bridge crossings, you know, whether they put any new barriers or anything like that.
The tracks are too wide for the bridge.
The only way to get across is to lift one track and just go straight over the side of it. Took the side out of the bridge, it'd be complete chaos. You'd block the whole beef road, all the mining traffic, everything for hours.
The trailers can be lifted, but only by centimetres. Old hand Fredo raises one side. Then everyone hopes like hell it's enough to clear the guardrail.
It causes a bit of a delay in the job, but only one way to get through, mate. That's the only way to do it. No matter how much work goes into it, you know, there's always that thought in the back of your head. If you do clip the bridge or hit the bridge, it's going to be one hell of a f***up.
Yeah, keep going down on there.
You'd block the whole beef road, all the mining traffic, everything for hours, and it'd be just complete drama.
With one side jacked up, Fredo makes it with just centimetres to spare. But it's a 45-minute delay.
It's a hell of a relief. They got through clear, nothing's been hit, nothing's been damaged. We're on our way again.
But 10 kilometres down the road, it's another setback, a flat tyre.
This is Keith's first trip as a supervisor, and things aren't quite going to plan. Is it that inside one with the wall chopped out of it?
We've only got about 8 hours of daylight left to get this load there. The last thing we needed was a flat tyre, but shit happens, we've got to get on with it now, make them all.
It's Keith's trailer, but Fredo changes the tyre.
You have a look at the size of Keith. He's a wheel chock, and I'm a tyre changer. He probably won't like me saying that.
With 140 tonnes sitting on the trailer, you're sitting under there, of course, it's always in the back of your mind. So you get the job done as quick as you can, put the wheel nuts back on and get out of there.
He's a big, strong bloke, you know what they say about them? Can lift heavy things, but yeah, not real smart.
While the tyre is changed, Wayne gets some fatherly advice in his war of words with Keith.
You got to just be able to have that disagreement and move on.
Yeah, I think it's just an Aussie Kiwi thing, you know? It's never going to stop.
Very, very confused. Bevan's a really nice guy, so maybe Keith was adopted.
I do think Australia is a 10 times better place than New Zealand, but I would never tell him that.
The delays weigh heavily on first-time supervisor Keith.
We had to be on the ball all day. There was a lot of stopping and starting, and very draining day.
Finally, the convoy arrives at the Copperbella coal mine, an hour before sunset.
Another successful mission completed. The digger's on site. The boys are putting it together as we speak.
I felt like I'd proved myself to John that we could do the job, and we got the job done in a very tight period. We didn't ring up yelling and screaming, so that's a fair indication that we've got the job done without a hitch.
Didn't have any hiccups, so I hope John can recognise that and slowly move us up the ranks.
Wayne did really good. We congratulated him, shook his hand and said, yeah, good job, Wayne. That's his first time out with us.
It seems even the sparring partners are now at peace.
He pulled his head in and come done the job, and he done a good job.